Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again, Blueprint. When last we left off, we had reached the antechamber and found there is much more to tackle if we long to reach room 46. Welcome to me. Congratulations on being first. How are you doing? Okay. We've opened up a path in the fountain by draining it. What has you stressed at the moment? This one does not railroad us. But indeed, another locked basement door. We will need to reach the antechamber to acquire the basement key again, and then backtrack all the way back up here. Also, since we have 90 steps to our name at the moment. Alright. Let's go for the tool shed. There's some items we can work around, and incentivizing the drafting of a workshop. Also, we opened up the mine. I never went over that to check it. I wonder what content there will be. Gemstone Cavern. That has one of the other gas line valves. Leaving us need to find one more. Otherwise, here's lots of equipment for the new mine. I think we're going to need more than this, especially if we're going to limit excavation to 2 stones per day. I was told by the engineer that getting greedier than that might risk the structural integrity of the cave walls. I suppose I'll have to adhere to with expert opinion, at least for now. We must remove all but one minecart from the old tunnels, 2 of which were too rusted and worn down to be of any use to us up here, so Dave went ahead and made the call to scrap them. I'm not sure that the foreman is going to be too happy about that, but hopefully you can smooth it over. Now, there is still one more cart down there, but it's locked on a short track and it's way too difficult to move from the reservoir side. A little bit awkward because it's blocking the passage, so I suggest someone move it from the other side if they can get over there. Boss informed us there are 2 other ways into the site from that side, but I think we're going to leave that for someone else to finish up if the old man really wants it done. Okay, so that's referring to the minecart blocking the path in the basement. There's a good chunk of our sauna bonus. That's fine. Let's put pantry here. Given the options We'll go away. Get more things to our name. So, points. Having things interconnecting is nice, but the den provides us with the gem, which I think will prove. Also, it doesn't waste one of the doors of the drawing room, frankly. We do have. Also, we should be incentivized to take more green rooms when they arrive. There are no keys whatsoever at the moment. You know what? Having a nurse's station might not be bad at all. Because we want this to be a much more straightaway path. Being exploring over here a little bit more paramount to our goals. We can cut off all the doors in the hallway, frankly. We still have the other one. Okay. That's the pulse node. So here we'll take harder to get more gems. After all, we can always utilize more gems. This box contains the gems. Blue box has a true statement. Empty boxes both have true statements. Hold on. This has to be false. Because I would make all three true. If this box does in fact contain the gem, then these two are empty. Which this is predicated entirely upon this one. So one of the... Hmm. Interesting. How do we determine which one has the gems? Because this is the main one that provides a direction. Passes this one. So this was true. That makes this one true by default, which makes this one false. But then these were true. That means that empty this one has the gems, which makes this one true as well. As such, if we make both of these false and this one true, let's just give it a go. Okay. Veranda takes us a very good direction as a whole. Incentivizing the taking of green rooms, of which already certainly one. We've not taken the greenhouse before in general, and we still have another avenue up. Okay, so yes, if we had the broken level, we could utilize it here. Okay. 5 sheets. And trees found inside will never shade. With gems that shine in night and rain, the clue you hold cannot be paid. With gems nor coins or toss away. The sheets you find a worthy trade. All right. Number 5 is sheets. There's a way to refill the watering can. A very resource-oriented start at the moment. We can utilize the patio. Something else, it does refund the gem use. And help me with getting us started. Alright. We cannot avoid entering the chapel. More important at the moment, is kind of covering these lower ranks, because getting around to them otherwise will be difficult. Okay. Really good puzzle. Addition. 4 times 5. 2, 3, that's be 16. Then 30 minus 18 to it's 12. Brings us back down to 1 for a silver key. And an orange. Okay, this is a great moment for a silver key. No, fine. Bonus it is. I think we can interact with it here, or is it just... We see... The benefit of we lies... in the boiler room. Yeah, we'll use the gymnasium here. Unfortunately, it's blocked by a key card at the moment. But at least we have access to it in theory. We do in fact have access. Broken lever. Okay, this is a good moment to record it all. And in turn, security. So, okay, so we have quite a few items to our name at the moment. Most of the gems from spreading from the patio. Let's take a moment to make a special order. With a special order being putting it magnifying glass in the commissary. We do like being able to read full details, new information. Okay. Dark room, and then we'll explore the other side. See if we can... Okay. take the archives. We have the resources to really play around with things as it stands. Okay. You can put a laundry room here. See what things are really offered. Get a key. Encyclopedia places. Gems and coins. Hmm. Yeah, let's... We're on with 15 gems, why not? Why don't we take that one? Especially when dealing with the archives. You can see very clearly what you're working with. You plan around things accordingly. Will take much more. Reading of gems, I feel. Okay. Take a hallway. Okay. It can be a dead end, so... Look at that. Alright, then the garage. It's us. Right, we also have the car keys. Here we have... treasure map. Right, so 16. And a key to the secret garden. That's the one blocked by security. Very fair. So with 11 we get Diamond Major. 5 more diamond. Okay. Cannot use the key to the secret garden here. The boudoir is reasonably effective. Those one must actually... Might be on something there. We put a cache in here. That should allow us a good amount of access. Also, okay, that's interesting. I can get even more gems. Okay, we have one door open. I think I'll bet with the archived floor plan here. Cookies. Alright. Grants access. Basement key. Am I taking... Okay, that's a great hall. Which... Wait, wrong way. Okay. And back to the billiard room. You really shouldn't be saving those, I think, for... We'll definitely be saving the fruit. That's first. It is time to use the basement key. my. Upgrade this. Part of it. There's a buried floor plan. Find that marker of 10. So by pulling this, we gain better access from the other side. We do go back to the foundation. It'll be important. Okay. So with the nurse's station placed where we have it, we are able to backtrack quite comfortably. Showing the gems from our earlier ventures. We won't be returning here, so we might as well take the apple while it's here. Banana, however, will be ignored. Alright, set our steps. 20. As we return, yeah. So, part of my curiosity lies in where I'm looking for the marking of the buried floor plan. Which is much harder to do when you do not bring a magnifying glass first and foremost. but it's always worth a fair shot. You know, I would definitely need a magnifying glass for that. That's fine. Alright, so we can all get over there. But that particular entrance point is almost certainly best utilized to a place where we otherwise cannot. The underpath. A sanctum with 8 doors that we cannot interact with. And we do love the musical shift. Mysterious red door. once more we go up. Hmm. Only at 19. I need to keep an eye out for more fruit along the way. So I would like to make use of this upgrade disc. But at the same time, there is seemingly no way to achieve both. It's the choice of room 46. I'm getting the upgrade disc utilized. Well, not much of a choice left now, is it? Okay. At least the metal detector does assist in finding one of the options that we really need. Perhaps not need, but deeply appreciate. Okay, the locker room. Anything of interest presently in the locker room? Spreads keys throughout the house. It also becomes an important depository piece in its own right. Go one room back. Okay, no. No keys to be found. Yeah. Room 46.
There was once a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves. And he never saw the sights of life's many symphonies. He couldn't see beyond the red shade he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share. But one day the prince saw something new. And if you look closely, you might see it too. The skies parted and the clouds withdrew. The prince had a new favorite color. The color blue.
And thus, ladies and gentlemen, is the credits roll of Blueprints. But as in many great works, the credits are not the end. possibly got the credits wrong. We will not be done quite yet. Chiefly, because I find it important to reinforce what I mean with the credits only being the beginning, effectively. Only events of inheritance. Dear Baron, welcome to Mount Holy, your home. I still remember the first time I was addressed by my title. Quite a bit older than you, but it still felt strange, especially after a lifetime of hearing my father addressed daily by that same title. But life was a journey of growth. Growing up, growing older, growing wiser, and in your case, growing into the Baron of Reddington. The Baron doesn't have to be a daunting figure. He can be quiet and unassuming, or loud, brash, and boisterous. He can be deceptive or trustworthy, humble or boastful, or any measure of other thing, but always clever. When I inherited Mount Holy, I never had to prove myself. They just gave me the keys and left it at that. Felt too easy, too trivial, and very undeserved. Experience comes with time, but without validation. And the better part of my youth questioning myself. And as I grew older, that lack of conviction and aimlessness amplified. I never really had any goals or objectives to strive toward. Never had any dreams to realize. I never set my sights on something beyond the horizon. I never had a Room 46 to read. And now that you have reached your goal and are basking in your well-deserved glory, shiny trophy in hand and showered with accolades and titles, you be content to stop there? Or will you look to the horizon and wonder what dreams lie ahead? Borvin Nivare. Herbert S. Winkler. Right. I need to be drafting a laboratory whenever possible. This is the current blessing in the shrine. What's at the trading post? Enable new possibilities. Mount Holy gift shop. New tents. Tents fit for print. Select instructions. Steel stakes. Scouting group included. Enjoy your lunch. No addition to the walk-in closet. The original and console edition. Okay. Unlock dare mode. It is good to have a little gift shop. never did lock. We never did the locksmith before. So, lockpick is sold out because of the fact that we have it combined with another item sitting and waiting elsewhere. We can put a hallway here to ensure that we have more connectivity. Similarly, a spare hall over here is certainly not a bad idea. Okay, that brings us nice and around here. Well, let's get a couple of items here. There is a particular room that I'm hoping to get to reinforce my point. Also, laboratory, very important here. Hmm. There moves been 2 more gems up in the room. Gain 1 kill every 2 hallways in your house. And in turn, we'll have a after mechanical room going forward. Okay, we're not taking that as a stand. Absolutely not. We can put Shapley in. Let's redraw. Let's get the storeroom. More resources. And in turn, wander back for a moment. Alright. Billy room. Let's do some more dart math. 1725 minus 10 creates 15. 12 minus 6 times 2 brings us back to 12. 30 minus 18 is 12. Okay. That was rather swift. But certainly not a position of complaining about it being swift. Okay. The gallery. A new type of puzzle room. I'll make it blank again. Will this be direct? Unlikely. We don't have the room for this presently. It is certainly interesting. They're in pairs. Okay. Be interesting to come back to. Ultimately, the exhibition of art, ideal for showcasing smaller series and collections. Voiced by H.S. Sinclair, Percy selected the artwork that was displayed here each year, both limiting the composition titles to leave the interpretation of each piece to the viewers themselves to realize. Hmm. Okay, so the words that I'm coming up with are not. We have seven things, but infinity is held on a pedestal. think there's something important about the... breaking the mirror in the tool. I'll be reflect, that's good enough. What is killed? That adds another... all the way to the list. What's dark from here? Let's see what the pilot treats us. Well, it gives us car keys. So, jump from the white box is true. Box the fourth statement contains the gems. Gems are in the white box. So if these two are both true, they'll make this one false, which will make this one all the gems. If this one is then true, these two intertwine, so it's becomes one of these two. I'm taking my bet on the tool being interconnected. What's gymnasium here? We won't enter it. Not yet, at least. You're blocked by... keycard anyway. Okay. The gallery does not maintain puzzles of layer 2. What was the gift shop, it seems? Very well. We'll bypass that. And head to the gymnasium. Go back to the secret garden key. And first words on 5 were sheets. One. That brings this to a close, but this is one of the examples of what element of how the current roll is just the beginning. Multiple letters in a message. So here we have, again, two paintings. One shows a beach or mountains. One shows a price tag. In this case, representing coast and cost. Putting here in the message the letter A. At rank 6, slot B. Not every room maintains all of this, of course. But a perplexing shopping center. Odds in this game are wonderfully layered. Okay. Metal detector and watering can. An incentive to get green rooms based on that. So as the study mentioned, what represents face guard, with this one being an ace. Do we have a safety pin in the tree? Drafting around the letters you have not yet discovered. What's your opportunity of putting together more things? Also, trophy list. Trophy such as sweepstakes. Okay. Well, 40 dartboard puzzles, 40 parlor games. Meet all 8 workshop contractors, so only 8. Alright. We can put a chapel here. That is setting something. Like a refund. Okay. The clock tower. Quite a few things we'll be wanting to draft at the moment. Certainly unfocused. Fine. Southward I see a swan, ashen like sands of the shore, carried by westwardly wind, rogue like the moon of the north. Eastward I see a crow, dark at the days coming forth. Welcome, raiders. How is everyone doing tonight? How did your stream go, darling? And how did your FF14 dailies go? And welcome, Lucy. How are you doing today? Anyone unfamiliar with me? I am Alutier, archivist, storyteller, madman. Presently showing off a bit of blueprint. A truly special game. Take all the time you need. I see. What happened with the last raid party? So, towards taking the clock tower, we are incentivized to take many more rooms that will provide us with an effect on a future day. The much needed magnifying glass. Very important for reading more notes. Ah, I see. Which expansion content were you working on? Were they ignoring newer mechanics or things that have been thoroughly ingrained in almost every bit of content prior? I'll have to take a passageway here and now, but sometimes what you're given. Okay, we'll reserve the gem by taking study here. Okay, we want to keep moving forward. We do need to take the den. We do need to find a library. Sooner than later. But at least with the terrace and the watering can, gems should not be all too rough on us. Theory. I'd like to take the ball. However, that's not happening quite yet. Well, we can at least visit the librarians, you know the pump system manual properly. John Riven, Paul Withers, and now ourselves. That's very fair. But yeah, stack markers they seem well and truly built into content, which does seem difficult to not be aware of it. EPCW constants specifically for the luxury requirements for today's indoor in-restaurant swimming pool and spa. EPCW is also expandable, allowing you to use multiple pumps to control the water flow and volume of several different designated tanks and aquatic house features. Use an aquarium, fountain, or good old-fashioned swimming pool. Whether you're using a single tank system or an array of pumps, the water control panel serves as a central hub to your EPCW system. The panel is fitted with a number of buttons equal to your own home's needs, one button for each different water source on the estate. No worries. So take care and make sure to get plenty of stretching in. Function will press the button to select the waters which you would like to adjust. For example, if you wish to drain or fill your pool, press the button labeled pool. Once the number of pumps or water sources being used, what can only be adjusted from a source if its corresponding button is selected. After selected a source using the water control panel, the next step is the pump associated with that source to pump either in or out, pushing water flow to or from one of your supply tanks. Pumping may be connected to more than one tank, allowing your source to retrieve even more water when of clearing larger Olympic-sized pool. In these cases, the tank pump is using can be changed by a simple flip of the switch. So I use water control buttons like water source, as well as the water direction. Okay, so fairly simple. Okay. As the scrapbook goes. I've not gotten a second droid in the classroom, that's fine. So, room directory. Okay, so room 8 is still ominous. We have a magnifying glass. Let's see if we can take a note of anything further. Not seeing any smaller text. Needs to be enhanced. Okay, nothing to magnify here. I think that actual return picks up amplifiers of code check. And then we can call it a day. Once more onto madness. Take the shelter. Probably get an early wait room. Actually, not so bad. Likewise, getting an early standing storeroom here. Nice. We'll be able to actually utilize some of these things. Then, yeah, I think honestly, doing some of the more open doors later on might be better. There was another box on another box. Draw this on another box. Okay, this is automatically draw. The gems are in another box. Okay. That's a good one. That's a very cute partner person. Okay, we'll take the javelin. You can live shelter, which this isn't the worst thing to be sheltered from, ultimately. Let's go ahead and take an amplifier to ensure that we can have a little bit easier time. Thanks to the variety of areas. We do like the library and its ability to access Okay, the only thing we haven't taken out yet is the fixed stars. Mhm. We've not seen the showroom yet. So, Moon Pendant. Of course, today we'll buy the Moon Pendant. You'll start to with 200 items in your inventory. Magic opens are all normal doors. You may rewrite them after drafting new floor plans. More likely to draw. Okay. Ornate compass. That's the floor. So, very expensive items. Ones that are well worth their cost. Okay. Because we've taken this, it's very good to have access. We'll start going upward further. We really shouldn't double back. There's not only gift shop since we don't really need to be protected from the gymnasium presently. What are the prices again? Richard Block's console edition. I wonder what it takes. Not this part. Nonetheless. Okay. Come on for the West Wing Hall. Currently, we only have the pixel amplifier and the broken lever. Go further there, we would need the keycard. Currently, with things we have, we do want to make a timely use of red rooms. Gordon moves us forward along this line. Because we have to get a few more open doors before taking anything. Would inhibit us. Very important to keep a nice degree of openness. Maybe that's. Would be for. Okay, so it's not 4 plus itself, is it? Okay, so it's multiplicative. Or exponential, nonetheless. Okay, the key to a secret garden. Going this direction is a little bit more important at the moment. With the watering can to make use of that, we can see what's boiler room and green room. Which we need to add a little bit onto that now, don't we? So this is a dead end. By default. We can at least just walk in, grab its contents, and leave. Not pick that one. We are certainly encouraged. Use of the ability to spread. We'll just roll in. Conference room. We can double back to later on. Because it'll also have quite a bit of fruit in there. Alright, well, get this one as dead end in its own right, rather than utilizing the 3 doors of security. One of them thoroughly unused. application. That ends is an important form. We need you to go east. Okay, I'm going to have a laboratory. So, what are our options? Would be a set of apples. Would be a little bit daring. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, after all. We have a few keys to our name, so... Well, I can use this pantry. Okay, now is certainly the time to return to the conference room. For a couple of reasons. First, we take spread gold. We are right next to the showroom. And so we bought a lot of this on a gambit. Briefly. Moon pendant. The master key. And also we'll grab the chronograph as another good possibility. We'll go today and see what we actually get to keep from this. We've kept the chronograph. And the coin purse. So we have a greater focus on tomorrow rooms. We have access to a rewind. Okay. Let's take special items. There's a shovel, gear wrench. Not in the floor plan. permanently adjust its rarity. Permanent changes are always appreciated. Alright, we have the coin purse, so we have a greater investment. Like the mailroom for now. Alright. Place the library there. You... The courtyard. Epsom. Okay, so that is the same book. Okay, so the ballroom will also allow us to reclaim okay. Under these stars the dance is held, and to the floor we are compelled. The gowns glide on and music swells, and at the end the clock strikes 12. What that means only time can tell. All remain for one last dance and spin again around the clock hands, and as they turn, the second chance to rise above the falling sands, the true time lost in past romance. First, 6 is R, 7 is true. Also, the bonus mirror floor. In the old days, numerous halls in dance were held in a splendid room. But as he aged, Baron began to prefer private parties that pile over the grand, formal receptions of his youth. Also, there's a step sequence. I'm wondering if it would be important. And spin round over about here. One more shot without pausing. This is a curiosity. No, that's fine. Also, with the ballroom here, we can aggressively utilize our gem. As a result, actually avoid the pilot temporarily. Great chance of finding items in green rooms. Then the clock tower. Locked. Very understandable. +1 sledgehammer. Okay, there's an upgrade disc available. Moment, more importantly, we need a little bit more exploration. Hopefully to find some access. Key. Or automatic keys. Either way. Leave the current graph in here since we do have 3 already. The next deal for 3 keys will be quite nice already. Even if things do not pan out from here. It would be nice to double our keys if we add keys. This is definitely risky, but perhaps the risk in itself is important. Lucky Habits Force and an additional gem. First and foremost, we need, who is it? Commissary. We need key. Likewise, we'll actually shift over more toward the den. Briefly, so that we can try to utilize the benefit of the ballroom. A little bit more freedom. Okay. That will be 9. We find it. 9, minus 4 is 5, base 1. Granting us silver key. Welcome back. We do like getting pizza. Utilize silver key here. In turn, make use of the aquarium. Couldn't come back yet. I didn't realize I had a shovel. Got a shovel for wine. I didn't realize it. But it's going quite well. I did reach room 46 in my first run of the day. And as such, I am presently withholding going fully into madness, partially because this is a game that I feel warrants being experienced in earnest. And so providing a hint to the mysteries that lie beyond, without simply answering them, I think achieves that. Be one bit of steps short. Indeed. But I have run into a couple of things that I did not experience in our sessions. For instance, managed to run into the gallery, which featured a puzzle I was not able to solve. The contents of its reward are still tantalizingly out of reach for the time being. Oh, battery back to start things off. Very nice. And the fourth. Gas line valve. As of course, ladies and gentlemen, room 46 is not the end. It really is the beginning. Layers upon layers await. A labyrinthine rabbit hole. Every time you think you've put the pieces together, there is more. There's one particular room I want to find again before ending tonight's stream. And so we should have about 2 runs with which to run into it. Foreman's Log 3. As our client, Thomas Sinclair, suspected, the arches that were visible from the south cliff were part of a much larger arcade carved into the rock face. Last week when our crew first arrived, only 2 supporting pillars were visible. After only a few days of clearing vines, moss, and dirt, we've uncovered a dozen more. Our exploration so far has been limited and entirely superficial, as every shaft we have surveyed has ended abruptly, and every promising path leading deeper into the mountain has been blocked by tunnels packed tight with soil, rock, and debris. It's either much older than we had first assumed, or someone deliberately had these chambers buried. And here we have chess pieces on a 9x5 board. One can only wonder as to their significance. One's copy of Realm and Rule. This is the one book I will not delve deeply into, partially because while I've not read the full manuscript myself, I believe I noticed a similar book in the shop. Plus, it's going to leave something for aspiring players to sink their teeth into of their own volition. Something to find correlation. So many places. Alright, steps are now a very important resource. Likewise, if we can get a study, that'll be very important. Giving the use of the hovel. Okay. A very step-oriented day. We'll take a look here. E. Read all the books that are currently available to rent. Before we start utilizing the rotunda, especially with how much that will open things up. Let's crack open path here as best as possible. The west wing will be a tinge difficult to access, but at least we have the sleeping mask here, which can help refund the steps utilized. Now, the rotunda is how much a lockpick kit, a silver key, and 2 keys. So we are just all in on steps and keys here this time, it seems. Very fair. This one we definitely want of upward. I want you to curve eastward. I would love to take the chronograph. However, in our present circumstances, there are other things that must be tackled with high priority. So from here we can determine the reward of having a furnace and green rod. Okay. I think that we've missed lying around at the moment. There is an upgrade disc somewhere. It's all in the commissary, is it? Right, items are never free here. Was in the guest bedroom, I didn't... Oh, I'm pretty sure I looked in there properly. I have overlooked and upgrade this. Items inevitably on that table. Is it done here? No, so they did not refresh that upgrade disk. Hmm. Oh. Isn't it placed in the hovel? They did not. Hmm. Wasn't in bedroom. Only one of these two positions. Closets. Yeah. Not in the spare hall. Unusual spots of the observatory. Not in the Nook's usual spots. Once more, looking over the main room. I'm going to be quite silly once I actually do find it, aren't I? Mm-hmm. Thoughts and I help them along. We'll check it another session. Another run. Not at the moment. Hold on. Okay, let's see what experiments options we have. Hmm. Maybe so we can get more. We do want to really look for the drawing room now. As well as. Let's take the drawing room. We want the drawing room and. Here we are. So, ladies and gentlemen, last time we entered the Rumpus room and gave a coin. The prophecy was centered around the rogue moon on the room 46 door.
As it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is becoming clear. I see the darkened cloud of ruin, familiar to us both, now decrepit, run down, and in disrepair. I see 8 red envelopes, resting upon 8 pedestals. And in these 8 envelopes, I see 8 letters penned by 8 different hands. 8 letters of which you will only ever find and read 7. Just like the art hanging on the walls of these rooms, there is a letter missing. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
Reinforcing my prior statement that the credits are truly only the beginning. It's sharply and avoid returning to it quite yet. Let's utilize the pool. Can't pick that, but can we pick this one? We cannot. We have plenty of keys to utilize nonetheless. Look at a reasonable place to play for a nurse's station. Particularly with how aggressively we're utilizing our steps using the oven. Okay, so unfortunately avoid taking the drafting. We want to show up, but not be taken. Alright. No. Here we get gems and assault shake. I was kind of hoping to get a study by now, but oh well. The wrong way. The wrong way is not. Otherwise, we need less than 10 steps to actually fill it. 20. Okay. Also utilize this rotunda. We offered presently. Gems magnifying glass. No, we'll make sure we have magnifying glass on hand. Okay, perfect. Everything there is going to be interconnected. We have just enough steps to return to the nurse's station. Refreshing our steps to 20. Long display, very, very dangerous game. I think the door will offer us we'll take half our steps lost. Certainly reaching a point. Will be more and more difficult to double back to the nurse's station. Those are now guaranteed to be open. We already have the foyer, so the Great Hall is just a nice benefit, really. We'll love entering here. That'll give us some additional steps when we enter it. Okay, that gives us access once again to the antechamber, to the chapel. Okay, so lawful spans ease of the heart. Let's open this door. It's up to 14 steps, of which from the Great Hall we need 9 to return to the nurse's station. Let's utilize the keys that we have and quite a reasonable access of. See what all is within the lockers. The best of our ability. Where is the room at? Room 46 connection. Those locations north of the antechamber, below the foundation. Plus 45 rooms. Glass bunk room. And this red herring. Grotto circle. The door in the room dot was a possibility. Oh. A dovecote, a cannon, or a casino. Having lost serving home many of the feathered locals of Mount Hawley, as a devout birdwatcher and amateur ornithologist, Mary had petitioned her uncle for years for this to be built on the estate. Not only casino offers an intimate and exciting setting for wagers of any scale, and guests may be surprised to discover how much strategy is involved in the games featured here. Buy-in of 2 gems is required for admittance into this exclusive room. Several of Sinclair's hunting companions, you assume these friendly hands have been anxious to meet their new master. We'll take Dovecote with the ability to spin things where necessary. Okay. Duplicate these. provides 8 gems, but eats 15 steps. Would normally take. You know what? If there were ever a time. We've already gotten 6. Okay. That is a case of, again, finding a outline trophies to acquire. Does seem there is nothing here presently. Other than a way of refunding a fair bit of gem. But it's good actually to witnessing it. All sparks of the treasured laurels filling the trophy cases room reveal the pride that one must feel having earned them. Given to his own world, but a gold cup is also nice. Oh, honey. Ladies and gentlemen, this will conclude our look at Blueprint. I hope you've enjoyed this look at a magical rabbit hole. We will return tomorrow. What with precisely? I'll figure out later. But until then, I shall leave you in the hands of Lord Nerosama, who's going to be playing Overlord. Please do give them as much of your affection as you can. Please look forward to whatever madness tomorrow holds. But until then, please do all that you can to enjoy the remainder of your evening. And as always, take care and good night.